Hi YouTube friends, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and it's been a hot second since I've done a video here on YouTube that's long form, and I want to apologize for that. Essentially, I've been working on my aromatherapy specialist certification course, and I finally got it done. It's amazing, and it was a labor of love. The textbook is 665 pages, and it was so much fun to write, and we've got about 150 students already going through it. Very excited about that. If you're interested in learning aromatherapy, I would love to have you join us, and I'll put links in the description below. And I also have a free item for you, and I'll put that in the first comment of the video as well. And you're welcome to learn from me for free. In my newsletter that I write every week, I end up teaching lots of stuff. And so anyway, in fact, I just got through writing my newsletter that goes out on Sundays today. And I actually wrote about this blend that I'm going to share with you. Let me give you a little bit of background on this. This blend is going to be for a little girl who's between 2 and 3. She's on more toward the 3-year-old side. And it's for a little cough that she has and to help her sleep better at night. And I'm making it for her mother to use. This all came about because I work occasionally with clients, but I haven't for a while because I've just been too busy. But I was talking with this young mom yesterday, and she was just telling me about her little baby's cough, and she's just precious. And she told me that what she's been doing is using peppermint essential oil neat, that means without dilution, behind her ears. And I was like, no, don't do that. And was literally trying not to freak out, because one of the first things we learn as aromatherapists is about essential oil safety. We learn about the very, very powerful essential oils and how to use them properly. Peppermint is a lovely essential oil, but it happens to be extremely powerful. It's so cold and cooling on the skin that it can feel intensely hot to some people, and it can actually burn. That you can have a burning sensation for some people. When you're a little kid, when you're like a little tiny baby or toddler, number one, your respiratory passages are not fully developed. And so when you breathe in a powerful essential oil like peppermint or eucalyptus or even rosemary, if it's got a chemotype of camphor, you can hurt yourself. It can hurt the baby. It can hurt the child. People who are asthmatics or elderly who have breathing issues also need to be very careful with these very powerful essential oils. So I told this young mom, I said, you gosh, please don't ever use peppermint essential oil neat on a child. And I always say you can do what you want with yourself. Many people can handle peppermint essential oil neat in certain areas of their body. I've been known to dab it on my temples occasionally if I have a headache, but not a lot. And generally, it's more effective if it's diluted in a carrier oil. All essential oils are. And that's because the carrier oil not only protects the skin from the essential oil, but it acts as a penetration enhancer. That means it gets into the body and goes to work much more quickly and better too. So there's a lot of pluses for diluting with a carrier oil. All right, so the blend that I created for this little gal is going to help her sleep. It's also going to help soothe her respiratory issues. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to run down the essential oils I'm using here. So I've got black spruce. This is Picea mariana. I love this essential oil for children or adults. It's amazing. It's very high in boronal acetate. It's also high in A-pinene. So it's wonderful for not only the respiratory system, but for calming and soothing. Boronal acetate happens to be an ester compound that's extremely calming. And like I said, I think it's one of my favorites for working with children for these reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4 drops of the black spruce in the bottle. If I can get it going here. Come on. Okay, woo. And then I've got frankincense. Frankincense is calming and it's grounding, and It's very soothing to the respiratory passages as well, and it's safe. And so I love frankincense. We're going to use 3 drops of frankincense, and this happens to be Boswellia carterii, and I really love this species. It's really nice for the respiratory system. And then we've got thyme. Now, thyme is a plant. It's a member of the mint family, and it happens to come with things called chemotypes. And a good essential oil company is going to define which chemotype these plants have. Thyme is one of them. Rosemary is another one. Hyssop is another one. There's a number of plants that have different chemotypes. And what a chemotype is, that means that that essential oil, once it's been tested with a GCMS report, is shown to be higher in a certain chemical compound. So thyme is usually going to be high in a chemotype of thymol, and that's the very powerful medicinal thyme that people use for cleaning and killing germs and bacteria. And it's harsh, it doesn't smell good for most people. But then here I've got thyme, Thymus vulgaris, with a chemotype of linalool. Now linalool is a wonderful chemical that's calming as well. It goes to work. Thyme helps the respiratory system. It helps the immune system. And this is going to help calm that baby and help her to go to sleep. I'm going to go ahead and use 2 drops of thyme with a chemotype of linalool. And next up is lavender. Lavender, there's a joke in the aromatherapy world that when in doubt, use lavender. And got it in my nose. Although it's a joke, it's really not, because lavender is just incredible when it comes to so many uses, from the respiratory system to relaxation and sleep to skin. There's so much that lavender can be useful for. And we're going to add 3 drops of lavender. Now, lavender is very high in a couple of different chemicals. Okay, good. One of them is linalool acetate. That's another ester compound that's very calming. And it's also high in linalool, just like the thyme is. So what this is going to do is, when you're blending essential oils, this is something called potentiating effects. And so because I've got compounds in here that I want to boost even more without going over a recommended dilution amount for this little baby girl, I've got some of the same compounds in the thyme and the black spruce. And so that's all going to work together amazingly well. All right, next up I've got tangerine, and I'm going to add 2 drops of the tangerine. Tangerine is not phototoxic, so if she happens to have this on when she goes outside, it's not going to hurt her. Come on, one more drop. Oh, one more drop here. Oh gosh, okay. That's our little lineup of essential oils that's going into this massage blend. Now, I didn't smell it first, but I know enough about these oils to know that I think this is going to be just a lovely blend. I think this little girl is going to like this a lot better than that very harsh peppermint that was put on her the last few days. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my jojoba oil in. Now, one thing that you could do if you wanted to use peppermint on a child this young, and by the way, peppermint should not be used on children under the age of 10 near the face. You can diffuse it, that's okay, but near the face it should not be used by youngsters because it's very harsh. But if I had some peppermint infused herbal oil, then I could use that. I thought I had some in there actually. I was like searching and searching for it, and I thought for sure I had it, and I wrote in my newsletter that I did, and I don't. But that's one thing that I'm going to be making as soon as my peppermint gets going in the summer. I'll be definitely infusing some oil with it. But you can use herbal infused oils as your carrier to power up your mix too. This blend is about a 1.5% dilution. That's a little higher than I normally like to use with a little one like this. However, I think it's going to be, these are all very safe, and it's going to be just fine for her, especially since her mom's been using neat peppermint behind her ears. I think this is going to be so much gentler and nicer and very well tolerated. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and give it a tester on myself. Ah, this is so good. It smells so good, you guys. It's lovely. It's not overpowering. I think it's going to be very helpful for this little baby to get to sleep. Another essential oil that I debated putting into this formula is Roman chamomile. Roman chamomile is relaxing and slightly sedating and really helpful for little kids too. I definitely wanted to get the respiratory powered essential oils in there as well. And so it didn't quite fit. If I had wanted to go with a more higher dilution, I could have added a couple of drops, or I could have substituted maybe some of the lavender for it. But this is great just the way it is. Next thing I'm going to do though is put a label on it. And before you give a formulation to anybody, you have to put labels on if you're selling them. But if you're just making things for friends or family, you want to put a label on with at least the ingredients, how to use it, if there's any safety or contraindications, you want that in there, and the name of the product and what it's for. So those are like the basics. And if you're going to sell products, you need a lot more than that. I should get into that with you guys someday if you're interested. Anyhow, let me know in the comments below what you think of using peppermint neat on anybody, but especially kids. And I'd love to know your thoughts about this formula. And if you try it, I would love to know as well. All right. I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead. Be sure to get on my newsletter. You're going to learn so much on my newsletter. Visit my website at healingharvesthomestead.com, and you can link to the school from over there so you can find out what courses we're offering. Ditch the Drugstore. My apothecary course is opening up very soon, so don't miss out on news about that. It's a lot of fun. And I basically teach people how to substitute everything from that you can get in the drugstore and then customize the formulas too. All right, I'll see you in the next video, and it's very good to be back. Please in the comments also let me know what you'd like me to make videos on, and I will do that for you guys. All right, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.